It's interesting as well about the talk about death, that with Gaunt as well as Richard being near, I guess Richard doesn't know he's near death, but one part of his life is kind of dying. His kingship's gone. He's in a different kind of life. But that being near death is for both of them a way to kind of open up and speak more freely. I wonder what's that about?
Being able to speak about death.
Being able to speak freely about kind of anything when you're so close to death.
That's definitely interesting. I have not been close to death yet, so I'm not sure if what that would be like. Well, first of all, I mean, you have nothing to lose, so that's, for Gaunt at least, that's what gives him the ability to talk about whatever. For Richard, I'm honestly not completely sure. Like, later he does actually become close to death, because, like, physically, although he probably didn't know he was going to get assassinated, but in his mind, like, the end of his crown equals the end of Richard as king, and he's now, later he just becomes this shell who just contemplates about his meaningless of life.
Of course, is a lot of people are dying in the Civil War, but he has this guilt about blood and about this violence that's occurred. I'm wondering when he became not so okay with the violence, like what part of the kind of overthrowing Richard made him so guilty.
The past is repeating itself because Richard also had a hand in his predecessor's death. The Duchess of Gloucester, I think, she says that this is a sin because royal blood is sacred. This is even the king's blood, not just any royal person. Now Bolingbroke has done the exact same thing. Dethroning him is one thing, but killing him is a complete other thing.
The Republic, because there's a lot to talk about. So just diving in, you start your essay talking about education. It seems like that is the scope of your essay is on education. And you kind of give two images of education, it seems. You have first the education of the Guardians. And then in the second half, we get the image of the cave. And my question to you is kind of simply, but what kind of education is the cave?
So for the book itself, I just thought it was interesting, like that education system. The two types of education that was introduced, like I introduced in my essay, was the first type of education for the Guardians, which was meant to make them a lot more accepting and a lot more malleable, to make them have really solid, strong moral virtues. And in turn, that would make them good rulers.
If you'll forgive me, I want to kind of turn everything a little upside down. I guess I hear you putting a lot of emphasis on the kind of moral and political education of the philosophers and the Guardian. I think that's right. But I'm just remembering this passage in book 2 where he talks about why we're talking about a city at all. And he says, by means of the city as an image of the soul. Is there a way that you understand the education of the cave, of the philosopher kings, as not simply about the political governance of a city? What would it mean for this to be an image of what's happening internally in one individual?
Essentially, what the Guardian class and what the philosopher kings are supposed to act as is the brain of the city. First of all, I would say they could work as both the brain, but mostly as the moral guard of the individual soul. I think I learned something, but I think I just learned that I have a lot more to learn because I don't think we even read the entirety of most of those books. Like, I haven't read the entirety of the Republic yet. I mean, I read a lot of some parts, some books, a lot of times, but that I think it just taught me that, oh, there's a lot of stuff that I need to kind of learn / I would like to learn, and there's always going to be something that I can absorb from these books. Like, I think Ms. Kwan said, there is also the fact that every time you read a book, you're going to learn something new from it.